So let's have a look at an example of factorising a quadratic, but we'll actually start off by doing it backwards and then we'll see how we manage to get it. So let's say we've already got this quadratic which has been factorised, so that's a factorisation here. So if we multiply this with this, so you multiply 6x with 6x plus 5 and you multiply the minus 4 with the 6x plus 5. So let's do it. We say 6x times 6x is 36x squared. 6x times 5 is 30x. Minus 4x times 6 is minus 24x. Minus 4 times 5 is minus 20. So that's going to give us our 36x squared. 30x minus 24x is 6x plus 20. So this here is the same as that. Now this is the factorised version of that, and we're wanting to work from here back and say, how do we factorise this so that we get this 6x minus 4, 6x plus 5? So the first part of it is easy enough. Whenever we want to get 36x squared, what numbers multiplied together will give us 36x squared? So if we could say, for example, we could take 1 and 36. So 1x times 36x would be 36x squared. We could take 2 and 18. So it would be 2x times 18x would give us 36x squared. We could say 3 and 12. So 3x times 12x is 36x squared, and so on and so forth. So you could have a value of 4, and that's a value of 8. And finally you could have a value 6 and a value of 6, so that gives us 36. So all of these numbers multiplied together would give us 36x squared. So this number and this number could be any of these here. So it could be 1 and 36, 2, 18, 3, 12, 4, 8, or 6 and 6. Now we don't know which one it's going to be. Now the second part of this is the number here, 20. We get the 20 by multiplying these two numbers together. So then we have to ask the question, what two numbers multiplied together would give us 20? Well, again, we could go through the lots. We could have 1 and 20. We could have 2 and 10. We could have the 5 and 4. So those are the numbers that are multiplied. So 1, 2, 5. Okay, so all these numbers multiplied together will give us a value of 20. So we're either going to have this lot of numbers and then one of this lot and then one of this lot here, and this is going to give us our factorised version. But the difficulty is here trying to work out how we get the 6x, because we get the 6x by multiplying this one here with this and multiplying this one here with this and then adding. So whenever we multiply these together, whenever we add or subtract, we should get a value of 6x, and that's what we have to try and find out here. We have to find out these here that will give us that value of 6x. So let's just go through as an example. So you could say 1 times 1, and then you can have 36 times 20, but 36 times 20 is a huge number, so that's not going to work. You could also do the other way around about. You could say 36 times 1 and 1 times 20, but again that's not going to give you the value of 6 when we add or subtract, so we can forget about 1 upon 36. We could try 2 upon 18. Again, we'd have 18 times 20, which is a huge number, minus 2 is not going to give you 6. Or you could have the other way around about. You could have 18 times 1 and then 2 times 20, but 2 times that's 40, minus the 18, that's not going to give you a value of 6. And you could try it with the next one along, 2 and 10, so it would be 2 times 2 and also the 18 times the 10, so that's going to be a huge number. We're not going to get it with that. And again, you could do the 18 times 4 and 2 times 5, and when we add or subtract, that's not going to give us a 6x. So we can dismiss these two, and This one here is going to be similar to these two because you're going to have 12 times 20, which is a big number, so you're not going to get to 6x. You're going to have 12 times 10, which is a big number, we're not going to get to 6x, and you're going to have 12 times 4. Again, we're not going to get to 6x, and you could try it around the other way as well. So we're going to have 3 times 20, which is 60, so we won't be able to get it with that. 3 times 10 is 30. Well, we're getting closer there. 3 times 10 is 30 minus the value of 12, but that's still not going to give us the value of 6 here. And again, the 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 times 5, we're not getting with that. So you have to keep working your way through. Now, if you do the same with the value of 4, you'll find out again that you can't get this value of 6, 4 and 8. But if you try the 6 and 6, well, you're not going to get it with the 6 times 20 and 6 times 1. You try it with the 6 times 2 is 12, and the 6 times 10 is 60, it's not going to make it. And the same other way around about, so you're not going to make that. But if you take the final one here, you're going to have 6 times 5, well 6 times 5 is 30, and 6 times 4 is 24. So now your alarm bell should be ringing and you should be saying, I can make 6 here from 30 and 24, I can take 24 away from 30 and I can get a value of 6. So we know that the final solution then is going to be of this form. So it's going to be 6x and 6x, and the two numbers that are going to be 5 and 4. So we'll put 5 in there and 4 in there. So now we're going to work out the values of positive and negative. So it would have to be a positive value of 30 here, so it would have to be 6 times the 5, so it would be plus that, so that would give us plus 30, and then it would be, to get the 24, it would be 6 times the 4, but we would be taking the 24 away, so we would have to have 6x minus 4, 6x plus 5, and then you can just double check it. You say 6x, that gives us 6x squared, 6 5s are 30, minus 24 gives us 6, minus 4 times 5 is minus 20, so that is going to work. Now that example was a long-winded example. The other examples that you'll get will be a lot simpler than this. I just went through this bigger example just to show you how to work through all of the possibilities. So that's all for factorising quadratic equations. I'll get you in the next video. Goodbye.